things we know about the nature of a child is that they are extremely impressionable, which means that it's very easy to impress things on them that become a part of who they are. Remember now, when something is impressed, to remove it is to damage whatever the object is, to change the whatever it is. So because they are so impressionable, they're like sponges. They have this desire. There's this innate desire that we're given to know, to learn. And for children, from the time they're born, they're inquisitive. They're looking, what? And what we have to understand is that without any effort, things will be impressed upon them because they're out and they're at that stage where they're looking. And so what Moses says here is he says to the father, you now have to realize that, first of all, the child isn't yours. The child is not there for your pleasure. You are a steward. The child belongs to God. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gate. Look at this. That means that every time someone goes in or out of the house, there it is. They see it. The gates of the property, there it is. They see it. Notice, it is everywhere to be seen, intentional. Why? Because it has to become an active part of life. The engraving is not enough. It has to be active. Active to the extent that it becomes a deterrent to that doesn't line up with it. When we were young, my parents were very strict. And we didn't understand that at all. Very strict. For us, we could hardly do anything. It's like everything was off balance. Everything was restricted for us. And we thought this way because we weighed our life or our privileges against those of our friends who had much more leeway. For us, we were handcuffed. For them, from our perspective, they did as they pleased. In many cases, they did. So we looked at that as being a bad thing. Why can't we be like them? Why couldn't I be in that family instead of this one? Why couldn't my mother and my father be like that family and not this one? Why? Because what we saw as a restriction to hurt us was really a restriction to build us. They understood that we, at that point, we were dealing with what Stephen Hawking calls as an illusion of knowledge. Come on, all of you all know. When you're little, when you're a child, those formative ages, I can remember with Zoe clearly, and the other, she was just, when she's real little, she goes with what you say. Okay. They question it. But then comes to that point in their life where now all of a sudden they assume to know. They know better. They know better in their minds than you do. And it makes sense. But you being the adult, especially the father, you've got to realize that the knowledge they have is equivalent to their experience. You cannot go outside of your experience except for revelation.